Hi, I'm Robert Bean and I'm a first year college student and I'm studying at St. Vincent's College Incorporated and I'm taking up the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree, major in Financial Management. In line with our subject Purposive Communication, I'll be presenting an information about the various forms of communication and its advantages and disadvantages of using these forms. Without further ado, let's kick off this video. The first form of communication I have here is a telegram or a telegraph messaging. A telegram is a written information or a letter that is transmitted using an electric device. Generally, a telegram is used when an information or a certain message is needed to be sent quickly. One of its advantages is that you could be able to send a lot of messages or information to a single person or to any person in just a single day. And one of its disadvantages is that you could not be able to determine or to know if that particular person you're sending a letter or an information is whether online or offline, or whether that particular person is reading your message or not. The second form of communication that I'll be tackling are handwritten letters. Handwritten letters are letters that are written using a pen or a pencil and are not typewritten. Handwritten letters are generally used for communication, especially when we're going to communicate with our friends, with our classmates, or even with our teachers or parents. One of its advantages is that it creates a permanent record of evidence. It can also be used for future reference and it can be sent to many people at the time. And one of its disadvantages is that when we're going to use it, it is very time consuming and it cannot maintain strict secrecy, and at the same time, handwritten letters are not easily changed and not flexible. The third form of communication, if we have handwritten letters, then we also have typewritten letters. Typewritten letters are letters that are written in a typewriter or word processor. These are generally used in office communication or information dissemination. One of its advantages is that the work of a typewriter is accurate, neat, and fast. It also produces a better appearance, neat and legible writing. And one of its disadvantages is that using a typewriter, it is actually difficult for us to make any revisions or corrections, especially the letters are printed one at a time. The fourth form of communication that I'll be introducing is an email message. An email message is a text typically brief that is either formal or informal and that is sent or received over a computer network. It is usually used for communicating with other people, contacting with your friends, requesting for information, or applying for a job, or depending on your purposes. One of its advantages is that it is a free tool, and at the same time, once you have set up your account, then you can be able to compose, to send, or to receive messages. And one of its disadvantages is that it can potentially cause an information overload, which means that some parts or some messages may be dismissed or may be deleted, and at the same time, it contains viruses. The message can contain viruses which may cause your devices harmed. The fifth form of communication that I'll be discussing is a text or an SMS message. A text or an SMS message is one of the oldest texting technologies, and it is still the most widespread and frequently used medium for communication. It is used for personal, business, family, or any social communication purposes. One of its advantages is that text messaging is personal and everywhere. It doesn't require any internet connection. However, one of its disadvantages is that it requires cost and it requires a better reception. The sixth form of communication that I'll be discussing is a Facebook post. A Facebook post is a status update in the form of a message that is posted on the user's Facebook wall. It serves to allow individuals to connect with friends in a simple and short-handed manner, sharing thoughts and opinions and sharing social media contents with them. And one of its advantages is that it allows everyone to connect with friends and their families. And one of its disadvantages is that anyone could be able to give comments on the post you have been posting on your Facebook wall. The seventh form of communication that I'll be introducing are tweets. Tweets are short posts that can be up to 140 characters long and can include links to relevant websites. It allows people to connect with their friends, to other people also, and it allows people to share their thoughts. One of the advantages is that the communication takes place very fast. Once you publish your post or your tweet, then the following people who followed you will be notified about your post. One of the disadvantages is that it has a limited message size and it can include spams. It's because some users are also tweeting their products. The eighth form of communication that I'll be introducing are Instagram posts. These are posts that an Instagram user shares on the platform. It enables everyone to share photos or videos. And one of its advantages is that it allows everyone to connect with their friends, their loved ones, and their family. And they could be able to share high quality videos and pictures. However, one of its disadvantages is that it requires strong internet connection and requires cost. The ninth form of communication that I'll be introducing are stories or my day. These are posts that are transitionary and expire in 24 hours. It allows individuals to share a portion or a bit of their life. And one of its advantages is that people or netizens could be able to communicate their thoughts or opinions or life events that are happening right now or within 24 hours. And one of its disadvantages is that after 24 hours, all the posts that a certain user of the different social media platforms will leave no record or details after 24 hours. The 10th form of communication that I'll be tackling are vlogs. It is a platform where vloggers share their thoughts and opinions on an individual subject. Its primary use is to communicate information. And one of its advantages is that it improves communication because of the use of visual representations. However, its disadvantages are it is costly. It's because it requires strong internet connection and at the same time it requires costly equipment to generate videos.